Wow, a huge tech company lying to its user base. That's a first. But before we actually jump into the video, do remember to click that subscribe button and the like button and all the other buttons as well. Yeah, let's jump into the video. Now come with me on my journey to discover why YouTube is planning on removing the dislike button. Well, actually not removing it, but like, you know, hiding the actual amount of dislikes from the viewers of videos. I'm not sure if they're gonna completely remove them, like as a statistic, like to the point where like content creators themselves can't see them or not. But we'll find out about that as well during this video. And yeah, there is basically a video by YouTube creators where called update to YouTube's dislike count. And we are gonna look through that, but before we are, I'm actually gonna guess what they're gonna say on the video. First of all, I am pretty sure we're gonna get an explanation of this protecting the content creator or stopping them from being bullied. Oh yeah, nice. Which is of course a blatant lie, but I'm sure it's gonna be there. If I had to actually guess why they did this, I'd think the most likely reason would be companies. So companies couldn't get like negative backlash that would be like actually reflected on their like to dislike ratio, because this doesn't actually stop bullying, especially if the dislike count isn't gonna get removed from the actual like content creator. And also like they're probably gonna talk about the negative impacts of people not liking your content or whatever, and that really being highlighted to you. If they are, that's a horrible point, because you to this point are not allowed to customize your dashboard on the actual YouTube studio. So you are actually gonna see how well your newest video performed, which is a huge stress on people who actually do YouTube full time. And they haven't done anything about that, even though some big content creators have been complaining about it. So removing dislikes, I can promise you, is not about the average user. It's not about bringing up the like small content creators and making sure they don't get drowned out by hate. It's nothing like that. It's only about companies, is what I'm guessing. But they're of course gonna tell those lies, or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they have a completely different reason, and I look dumb. Either way, I'm not gonna edit this slide rant right here at all, so that you know that it's authentic. Yeah, let's jump into the video though. Heyo, so here we have the video. I disliked it just in case, and judging just from the actual like to dislike ratio on the video, you can pretty much tell that people do not like the new update. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something else going on. Let's check the video.
Hey folks, you may have seen a while back that YouTube announced it was experimenting with making dislike counts private to only the creator of the video.
Yep, and YouTube received unanimous hate for those experiments, right? That's what I recall. Also, can't you just like hide your like to dislike ratios anyways if you want to? Isn't that like a function?
If you're like me,
or am I mistaken?
Surprised by that. I mean, I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not, if it's a helpful tutorial or not.
Yeah.
Or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what it is. Basically, actually, it's not even that. It's not about the creator. It's about the viewer. Because if you like have like a seemingly decent video about the subject and it has a pile of dislikes on it, then that kind of means that you are gonna Google why people wouldn't like react to that positively. And sometimes it's just people being dumb, and occasionally turns out the content creator is lying or wrong about the thing he's talking about. And yeah, obviously you can kind of censor your comment section, so it's also like a tool to the viewers as well. It's not just about the content creator when it comes to the function of dislikes and likes.
But unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either.
Yeah, I haven't.
Apparently, groups of viewers are...
Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I actually did get a hate a dislike, because I mocked someone for making a dumb comment on someone else's video, and they just came on my channel and disliked like 2 videos and left a mean comment. I'm not even kidding, dude.
Targeting a
Actually, I'm gonna show the comment like right here, if I remember.
video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard. And it's usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for.
Yeah, no, but that really isn't like as big of a thing as they actually think, right? Because first of all, I'm pretty sure dislikes don't actually like negatively impact the video at all. And second of all, in many cases, yeah, those content creators actually stand for things we shouldn't be supporting. And YouTube should actually be like looking into those content creators for the like misinformation, bullying, illegal activity in the case of a certain YouTuber who is hopefully gonna retire soon, or is actually planning on retiring if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, it's good that people actually are held accountable. Why would you remove that from the site that already has been like housing a lot of like alt-right content creators? That has been like an actual like huge part of the alt-right pipeline. Obviously, I'm not talking about PewDiePie, but that's kind of how the rest of the stuff was highlighted, right? Like, they never did anything about that. They never actually went for any of those. But the issue is apparently the dislikes and not the neo. That's the takeaway here. Okay, let's jump back in.
They stand for. That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice. So,
is it? Yeah, if that's like YouTube's mission, then they've been failing pretty fucking hard. Because haven't they been like censoring people on like LGBTQ topics? Haven't they like actively censored a lot of like self-harm, etc. prevention videos? Haven't they literally banned a dude who probably prevented multiple schools with their content because the content wasn't advertiser friendly? Didn't that happen before in like the history of YouTube? Or am I mistaken here? Like, no. And also, this function isn't about the small viewer. Actually, this is the opposite of that. This is literally a function that's gonna hide away and bury the individual creators under companies, because that's who this is actually made for. Because now the advertiser teams, the marketing teams, are able to like post their stupid and bad advertisements on YouTube. And now they have a tool which will hide away the disdain people actually have for those ads. And they're still gonna get hate watches. And they're still gonna get those dislikes. But now the like marketing team can just not show that to the board members and the CEOs and whatever, right? Like, that is literally helping companies move into YouTube, which will in fact bury those very small creators, those individuals that you claim to like actually be doing this for. Like, that is actually the shittiest take I have heard so far, and one that I hopefully predicted, but I'm not sure. Okay, so let's continue. We went full Hassan Abi there with the with the stun lock. This isn't even live content and I'm still getting stun locked. Fuck.
YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private,
yeah,
to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And
they're occasional, and there definitely wasn't enough data in this research for any of that to actually matter, right? There is like multiple different ways why that wouldn't work as a measuring thing. That why that wouldn't like pass peer review as a research paper, right?
After analysis, they did see a reduction. So the update.
Okay, quick question. Does anyone in, I was gonna say in chat, but I'm so used to streaming. Do you guys know what the first and foremost rule of like statistical math is? Correlation is not causation. Just because two things happen at the same time doesn't mean that one is the reason for the other. Especially when it comes to hate rates that happen in waves. Like, you could just take the data from 2 different time periods, and voila, you have less hate rates. Because they happen randomly, and there aren't enough of them, and there isn't enough, like, there aren't enough channels using these experimental features for it to actually be relevant. In fact, the only thing this proves is that people who genuinely dislike the video maybe didn't have their voice heard. That's it. Maybe they didn't bother to dislike. It really doesn't stop hate rates. It doesn't, and this does not prove anything. This is not research. Like, or if it is, like, if you'd call that research, then obviously the conclusion is wrong. Like, it's faulty research, it's done.
YouTube is that the dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private.
So basically, it's not gonna prevent bullying at all. What they're saying is that we're literally only doing this for the companies, and any marginal good it could do for like a small creator will go out of our way to actually prevent.
You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count.
Oh yeah, because obviously the one thing we need on YouTube is being able to hold people less accountable. Yeah, that's the thing we really needed on this platform.
The creator can
Thanks.
target on the back end if they want. Now, a few common questions we saw from the initial experiment. First, without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again,
just use the comments. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can hide the comments as
I
well.
kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether...
Yeah, no, the issue isn't the viewership, dude. Oh my god. Of course it's not. In fact, those get artificially boosted because you have to comment to clarify the misinformation. That's why there are people who literally just lie about a subject like, I don't know, China, that have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Because they know that people are gonna have to correct them in the comments, which is gonna drive up like the interaction with the video, which is gonna then result in that video being recommended to more people. Yeah, no, the dislikes don't do that, but what the dislikes do is actually warn people who already opened the video to be more skeptical of the actual contents of that video. That's what they do. That's why they're a good thing. They also warn people whenever that individual making the video has been doing something bad. Which, if you've been following social media stuff for any amount of time, you know happens quite often. Right? So, yeah, it's a fucking important thing. The usage isn't to remove or like lower the amount of views a video gets. That's not what the dislike button is used for. And it's not about customizing your own user experience. Dude, Google already spies on us. They should know what we want to see. In fact, they're pretty bad at that still, but like, yeah, no. This is just sad, actually. Like, I'm actually angry.
See the dislike count or not. In other words, it didn't really matter if a video had a lot of dislikes or not.
I'm gonna just guess what this function is gonna be used, and if my guess is wrong, then I guess the function was useless and couldn't have any other uses. I am smart. Me, I'm intelligent. Me, I'm smart.
Still watched. Next common question. If creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different?
Yeah.
They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab.
Yeah, I'm sure no YouTuber ever has to go to the Engagement tab. I sure hope that's not like an integral like part of actually like building your channel. It's not like many bigger YouTubers literally have to swap their thumbnails and titles based on literally the Analytics tab, right? That never happens. I've never seen a big YouTuber swap their thumbnail and title because one of them didn't do well. That's already a function you have to use. Just because it's not on the dashboard, like the actual thing that could harm a lot of smaller content creators, which is the last video's performance. Just because it's like if you really wanted to protect people who wouldn't go in there, then obviously you could remove that last performance stuff and remove that and move that into the statistics, but you didn't. But like having the likes and dislikes there is just gonna mean that they still get found because people have to use those analytics. So that doesn't actually do anything for the people who would be seeing or looking at their likes and dislikes.
But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count...
Yeah, unlike the last video's performance tab on the dashboard that you can't remove from there. That has never caused any stress to any content creator ever. Yeah, it's not like a lot of big creators have been complaining about that. I think even Murahar has made like a video about that, like, bruh.
Isn't visible to the public. And one more common question, is this because YouTube Rewind got lots of dislikes?
Yes.
No.
No, it's not. It's actually about the companies, once again, because they want to be a better marketing platform. That is the reason for this.
Although there are some teams internally who have learned the hard way what it feels like to get lots of dislikes. Now.
Yeah, but those were earned dislikes. Those have nothing to do with like hate rates. People just really didn't like the video. That's the issue.
Again, is about protecting all creators.
In fact, that's what the dislikes were about, right? Like one of the main issues literally was YouTube pushing down its creators and like favoring these big media companies and big companies. So in response, or after that, you're gonna go out of your way and mention that while introducing a function that is literally made to push down creators and push up companies on the platform. Yeah, I don't see how that could be contradictory or anything, right?
And making sure they have a chance to succeed and feel safe in doing so.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the
yeah, safe.
update. I hope it doesn't cause too much frustration.
It
Honestly,
does.
I think you're going to get used to it pretty quickly, and keep in mind.
I wonder if it does. Hey, look, this is also a cool use for the like and dislike feature. You can also see how people feel about the video and the contents of the video. Yeah, actually, I'm currently having a use for this video that is other than it doesn't get as many views, which isn't a function to begin with.
Quickly, and keep in mind other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
Yeah, other platforms don't have a dislike button. Yeah, how well has that worked out for like Twitter and TikTok? Yeah, that's a really good point actually. Yeah. Man, if only YouTube was more like TikTok. That's what I've been saying all this time. Yeah, it's not like I'm trying to transition away from TikTok to YouTube. Yeah, it's not like there's a reason for that. TikTok is literally a cesspool of degeneracy because of like it doesn't have dislikes. It's where all the misinformation and random other BS goes to like ferment and grow in popularity. Like, no, this is this is actually painful. I'm mad.
So, consider that.
And I'm gonna express this madness by disliking the video, which I actually already did, but still.
Thank you, and I hope you're well.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually miss the dislike button, not gonna lie. Also, it's so weird that like his assumption of what dislike buttons were supposed to be used for is a thing that YouTube doesn't do. Like dislikes don't actually hurt your video in any way. So like, and it's on YouTube creators' like channel as well. I'm angry. That's all I can say. I'm disappointed. I'm angry. But I mean, at the same time, yeah, this kind of just proves that YouTube doesn't actually care about you. It doesn't care about its content creators, and it still wants to use those content creators as a shield whenever they do some BS. Like there have been cases where they've done something bad or been irresponsible, but like them wanting to protect their content creators has kind of caused people to just kind of forgive them for that. But now you can't use the excuse, because this literally hurts content creators. It doesn't help them at all. This hurts society as a whole, actually. Because I just realized one other platform that doesn't have a dislike button is Facebook, and man, has that done good things for modern society, especially the US, right? Nothing bad has ever come from TikTok, Twitter, or TikTok, Twitter, or Facebook, right? Yeah, this is dumb. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And so does every single other person. I'm sure by the time I'm gonna be able to upload this, and I have this, I'm actually gonna not edit this too much either, just so I get it out as soon as possible. Yeah, at the time I'm gonna be able to post this, I'm sure it's gonna be buried under 1,000 other videos identical to this. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, click the subscribe button, follow me on Twitch. Another example of a tech company that really loves its creators, right? And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.